Thanks for taking it.
Yeah, thanks.
But thanks for calling in, buddy. Great to hear you, and you can always call in again, man. You're always welcome, man. We love you.
You know I will.
Conversation, but that's what I'm just giving you some of our history, just so you know who we are. You know, we're listeners of the Art Bell Show, and from there it just kind of spun off after he's off the air. A bunch of us actually started our own shows. Like Amy Martin, she started her own show. Too,
Cool.
and she's from the same bunch. Yeah. She does.
I still wanted to ask her about channeling and who she channels. Can you choose who you channel?
Yes, absolutely. So I can choose who I channel. There are two beings who I channel more often than other beings, and that's because they are me in the future. Okay, so they are my higher selves. They are simply me in another timeline. So our DNAs are very similar, and they are able to connect with me because our vibrations are very similar, and so I connect with them often. And that is the tall gray Zeta ambassador, and it's a male, and his name is Hira. So Heera, Hira. And then I also connect to a mantis being. So it literally looks like a giant praying mantis, a little bit freaky, but just so full of love. And his name is Khan. So Kahn. And he is from the 12th dimension, one of the highest, well, the highest dimension in this universe. And he's got some pretty wicked interdimensional information and universal truths for this humanity. So I'm going to be directly channeling him. Are you guys familiar with Bashar?
No, who's that?
No.
You guys don't know who Bashar is?
No.
Interesting.
You'll
okay.
have to teach us.
So
we know a lot of stuff. Like, we are very well knowledgeable, and I've never heard that, so that's very interesting. I'm
very
surprised.
interesting. I definitely suggest you checking him out. He is simply his human name, who he is Daryl Anka, and he's just this man who channels this interdimensional being, and this being gets directly channeled through him, and his voice changes, his body changes, and he's literally channeling this being. He is now transitioned into this being. So I channel a little bit differently.
Okay, hang on. I have heard of this guy. What was his name?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the name?
Bashar.
And how
Bashar.
do you... Bashar?
Yep, Bashar. Yep.
B-A-S-H-A-R?
Yep, E-R.
E-R.
Or Bashar, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Definitely check it out. So that's kind of where I'm going. That's right now I channel because I see information and I hear information, but eventually this being is going to be able to come right through me, and I'll be able to channel him directly.
Have you
just very similar to Bashar?
We have heard of the grasshopper people. What do you know? Do you know of the grasshopper people?
Oh, the grasshopper people.
We were told they're the nicest of all, the very friendliest and the most loving of all races.
Okay, that might be the mantis beings.
Maybe, I think it is.
Do they have?
Oh my God! I just saw something in my mind right now, and I just felt the energy from it. Oh my God!
They are powerful.
I just saw one. He's talking to me right now.
Okay.
I can feel you're helping. Your energy's helping, and I just went to the next level.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of my friends, people who are around me often actually get a lot of visions and cool things that they never experienced because my vibration is a catalyst for other people to explore their vibration.
Oh, it just happened to me. Right on the air. I saw something.
Yeah.
It talked to me in my mind. Telepathically.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
See, I am slightly telepathic. My brother and I used to communicate as kids. We were really close, and we used to telepathically communicate.
Okay.
We still can, actually. I hardly ever call them because we already know.
Yep. Cool.
But that was cool. I saw a mantis. The picture. I saw his face.
Yeah.
And I felt the love.
Oh, they are so full of love. They're so freaky looking, but they're so full of love.
Yeah.
Like, you
and
can't
it was
deny
just like you want to just cuddle him, though.
Yeah.
That was weird, but I just experienced that.
Cool.
But I think I already know him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird because I talked with another abductee last night, and I know I've been abducted too. So and it's starting to his vibes and then your vibes, and it's starting to come out.
Yes. Yeah, it's really starting, it's the time to start experiencing who we are and why we're here.
Here's a great question. Is there a connection, and I would say yes, between the beings and the actual praying mantises, insects we see here, the little ones? Is there a connection?
Oh, that's a really great question. Okay, you know what? I don't know this.
I don't either.
I haven't channeled this before, so let's just take a look here. Let me just channel the information 1 second. Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I mean, the information goes quite deep, but I'll just kind of give a brief overview. It's so interesting how the downloads of information that I get are split-second downloads, and it actually takes me like 10 times longer to translate and explain the download than it does for the information to actually come through, if that makes sense. But yeah, so they pretty much told me that the praying mantis insects, just like the beings, are a representation of that species. And it's really cool because they're talking about Earth as being like, once again, an experiment planet. And they're saying that all of the animals that we have here are simply lower vibrational forms of higher vibrational beings.
That's exactly what I would have said too, actually. Cool. If somebody asked me, I would have said the same thing. It's just logical.
Yep. Yeah.
I've actually heard along the same lines before.
Cool. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Awesome.
Okay, how can I...
Looks like we got another caller.
Yeah, I'm looking for the caller. Where is it? I don't see
Hello.
it. Oh, are you on? Josh, okay, you could join that one. You were already joined in that. Okay, you're not on the caller line. You're on the monster, I'm sorry, the Wolfpack line. You're part of the Wolfpack.
Oh, man.
See, I didn't tell you that. You can always join in because you're part on the Wolfpack line, 47. So
okay, cool.
You could actually co-host for me, so it's your show right now. Just like you're co-hosting, it's your show right now, Josh. Here you go, man. It's your time to shine.
All right. I'm not 100% what's going on, though. I just kind of showed up here.
Yeah, it's because you called in before.
Yeah.
And I put you on this line. With
the show,
She's
like what's right?
Yeah. Okay. You talked with Darren.
Do you want a reading?
Sure.
Is there anything in particular that you're interested in knowing? Anything interdimensional? Anything based on your life right now? Something that you're going through?
What kind of things can you?
Anything.
It's really infinite, but you know what? Let me just tap in. Let's just see what your guides have to say. What's your name here?
Josh.
Okay, 1 second.
Wow.
Okay, so your spirit guides are talking about your sacral chakra, okay? So this is your emotional center. This is right below your belly button. And yeah, like I said, this is all about your emotions. And they're talking about some sort of trauma or some sort of damage here, okay? And they are talking about, in particular, a female energy. Now, just thinking about this could be also going all the way back to childhood as well. So, and they're saying that there's some sort of damage, some sort of trauma that's gone on in this emotional center that you haven't fully dealt with and you haven't fully released yet. And they're really urging you to release it at this time because you will be unable to move on and progress to the next step of your spiritual evolution if you don't deal with your human emotions. And they're saying that you tend to distract yourself a lot from human emotions. And they're talking about you processing and over-analyzing things as a distraction to your emotions. It's almost like instead of feeling your emotions, you think about your emotions logically, and you can never actually release your emotions because you're always trying to analyze them and think about, why you feel that way, where that's coming from, and how you can get rid of it. So they're saying, in the next time you feel any sort of emotion, whether that's coming from the present moment or the past or whatever, they're saying instead of thinking about it, just feel it and let it release and let it pass. And that's going to actually help you in moving forward.
Well, that's pretty crazy. That's kind of accurate.
Yeah, does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. Good.
I guess you did a good job. You're only getting good buzzers.
Speechless.
You haven't had haven't had a bad buzzer yet.
Ding ding ding.
See right here, I got it. There you go.
Do you like, what does the bad buzzer sound like? I want to know.
Give it to her. give her the bonk just to experience it.
Oh, the bonk. Hang on a sec. I got to do this. All right, here's one. I got two different kinds of bonks.
Okay. Oh.
That's one. Yeah, that's if the guest is really bad, and then we have to boot you off. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't do that. We just torture people.
No.
All right, Igor, go downstairs. Yeah, Igor was up here again. Sorry. He likes to electrocute people. He's bad. We have to throw him in the dungeon, but he does take care of the dead bodies, so we just let him be down,
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with them.
Might get a bit sticky.
There's all the experimental monsters we try to make here, at the castle. Okay.
I have another. Oh.
No, go ahead. Anybody. Is it Josh?
I have another question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm 20 years old and I'm in college. What do you think is the best type of career I should be going for, according to your...
Okay, so let me just ask you this. What are you in right now?
Kind of not sure. That's kind of my problem.
Okay, so but you've got to have chosen a major or minor.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking into social sciences right now. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, let's take a look here. Let's see. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think you're spot on with that. Looking at going into social sciences, your guides are talking about you, once again, the analytical side, and how in the past you love to observe and analyze, like I want to say like numbers or facts or stats or something like that. And it's just not satisfying to your soul. And maybe that's why you're really thinking about transitioning into something that's a little bit more rewarding for you. And that's what your guides are actually mentioning here, is that you need to start going into something that's more fulfilling and satisfying for your soul. And they're saying that you can still be a problem solver, but in a different way. And they're talking about you helping out other humans, okay? I don't really know what they mean by that. They're talking about you like, it's almost like instead of putting all the numbers together, you're putting all the people together and you're analyzing them and you're understanding the patterns and you're understanding how you can help them in that field, whatever that field is. So yeah, so they're definitely talking about it's okay to be analytical. It's okay to use what you're good at, but they're saying direct it more so towards what you can do for others, how you can help people, because it's that stimulation of people and emotions and connection that's really going to propel you forward, and it's going to allow you to do what you were meant to do on this planet. So I hope that kind of helps. I hope that didn't make you even more confused.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
What can you see of my future?
Okay, let's take a look here. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So your guides are saying that you have not discovered yet what your true purpose, okay? And to be honest, they're not really showing me that, or they're not giving it as a clear answer, because they're saying that you need to discover this on your own. But they are showing me, it's really interesting, they're showing me you traveling, okay? I see you traveling a lot. I don't know if this is for pleasure, for work, just for curiosity, but I see you traveling. I do see you traveling. It looks like Egypt, which is funny because you're not even the one with the lifetimes in Egypt, but now that this is all coming up, you definitely might have some. And I actually see you as, I want to say like an archaeologist. I don't know if you've ever thought about that career path, but I actually see you like digging up and like uncovering things. And they're talking about discoveries, and they're saying that you're going to be making a lot of discoveries. So I don't know if that's literal, if that's figurative. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but just keep an open mind. And they're saying that 2017 is going to actually, yes, they're validating that 2017 will be your year of discoveries. And I think for you right now, it's discovering yourself, it's discovering who you are, and it's really discovering, you know, who you want to be and where you're going in life. So keep an open mind, and they definitely recommend taking risks, okay? So putting yourself in uncomfortable situations or positions in order to take that risk and understand, you know, that it's okay and that you don't have to be scared or fearful of the fear of the unknown. So yeah, so they're just saying 2017 is going to be a really good year for you, but just try and keep an open mind with everything that's going to come at you.
Thank you.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I add to the reading? Because I had visions in my head for you, buddy. When she was saying that, I saw a money bag in my head, just like that.
Maybe you'll get a
just
book
like
deal.
that, man. Yeah, I saw that.
Ah, okay. Very cool. Yes.
It's kind of funny. You're talking about traveling vast distances and discoveries, as I do actually have an overall plan for this particular life that involves very much of discoveries and extremely vast distances traveled.
Cool. Okay. Well, then you're right in line with your path.
I certainly am. Thank you for confirming this.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
That was great reading. That was awesome.
Sure.
I think we have someone else on the line now. Is Meredith? Meredith, are you there?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to listen a little bit.
Oh, I thought you wanted a reading. Yeah, you're on. You're up next.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I.
Well, you're getting one.
You have to decide to want one.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's up to you. If you don't want to take one right now, that's fine. I
want one. I don't know.
You don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just talk to Elizabeth. I did it again. Talk to Elizabeth. Is it your second name? It's not really your last name, isn't it? Because that's when I'm getting mixed up.
April's my last name. Yeah.
Is it really?
But you can. A lot of people call me April. They resonate with it more, and that's okay.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. Dyslexia, I guess, eh? Yeah.
You know what? People just resonate with it more. Like it's got a powerful vibration to it.
No,
so
I am slightly dyslexic. Sometimes I'll say things backwards and stuff.
Backwards, yeah.
I do that. So sorry about that. And anyways, yeah, Meredith, you're on.
Okay, I guess I'm not really sure what to ask.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I understand that right now at this time of awakening and shifts, like a lot of people are going through some very crazy, tumultuous situations. So is there any part or aspect of your life that is very questionable right now that you would like some extra guidance in? Maybe a relationship, finances, living situation, job, career, things like that?
I guess maybe just my path in school or like my career choices of the future.
Okay, so as far as school is concerned, like, is it high school? Is it college?
Finishing high school and figuring out college.
Okay. So what would your ideal dream job be?
I'm not really sure because there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, but none that I feel could be like good career choices that because a lot of them just have like small fields that I think they would be amazing jobs, but they would be very difficult to get into.
Okay. All right. So let's just take a look here. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. So they're bringing up a couple of different options here. They're not bringing up just one. I think it's because everything's really open and up in the air for you. They're really talking about your healing and your empathic abilities, okay? They're saying that you are very much so a natural healer and that going into a career or a field that would benefit that ability within you is going to be very revitalizing for you. So they brought up a nurse, okay? They brought up a life coach or a counselor, social worker, something like that. They also brought up like a Reiki master, a massage therapist, okay, because you have the healing in the hands. And then last but not least, they also brought up, and this was probably the most interesting one, like art therapy is what I want to call it for children. And so they're saying like the mix of like creativity along with, aiding, a child in their growth and exploration. They're saying that you would just be really good at that because you're so empathic and you can really connect and get along with other people and you can help heal them as well. So something in the more social field is going to really benefit you and benefit everyone else around you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of the things I might be interested in that you mentioned, so.
For sure. So keep an open mind and just listen to the signs from the universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Elizabeth, can you tell what person's spirit guide is, or can you identify their spirit guides?
Yeah, absolutely. So like everyone has many spirit guides, and usually when I ask their spirit guides for information, I just receive the information rather than see who it's coming from because it's usually an overload of information. So if I really want to connect to someone's spirit guide, I'll just ask them for the most significant spirit guide to that person, and then I can connect to them instead of connecting to all 10 of them, which can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah. I want to know what Wolfman's is because we think we know what it is, and I want to know what you think it is.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, once again, like he has many, everyone does. So I will connect to his spirit guides.
You can just do that, eh? Okay. You don't need my name. Even if what if somebody gave you a false name? Could you still read them?
Yeah, I could read them, but like I can pick up on that kind of energy. I've had other people like challenge my abilities. You know what I
I've
mean?
seen you blow people away. I have full confidence in you.
Use the
Okay,
force.
good. I'm glad. Yes, I can use the force. But yeah, so but I've already seen your spirit guide. I mean, the main one that you have is an Anunnaki. And that's your main spirit guide, and that's the main one that you need to be connecting to. I could ask for the second most significant spirit guide for you.
Could you do that?
Yeah, for sure.
I think I know who it is.
Let's take a look. 1 second. Okay. Okay, so you have there's an earthbound spirit guide here, and this is a male, and this is coming from a past lifetime now, not a future lifetime. And this is like, I want to call him like a traveling monk, okay? And that's what he would do. He would just travel all around, and he would spread his teachings, and you traveled with him, and he taught you a lot. And a lot of what he taught you is about the simple life, is what I want to call it. Just kind of being zenned out and accepting everything for what it is, and just living that simple life. And so he's around you, and he's here to teach you that and to remind you of that. I also see a spirit around you. So there's a difference between spirits and spirit guides. And I do see a spirit around you, and it looks like an older gentleman. And I want to say it's a family member. So maybe like a father figure or a grandfather or something like that.
You got it.
Yeah, and I see him around you because literally when you said, I know who it is, he came up and he's like, it's me. And I said, okay. So anyway, so he's around you as well. He's kind of always just lingering, in a good way, in a positive way. But he helps you out too. It's almost like I see this man, this gentleman, like he points things out to you.
Yeah, he does.
He makes you aware of things, so which is pretty cool. So.
Well, he was my best friend.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, my grandpa was my best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So definitely some past lifetimes there as well.
Yeah, we look the same too. If you look at a picture of him, I saw this picture of him when he was my age, and one time, and everyone I showed it to, it said, "Oh my God, it just looks like you," and you're back in the 40s,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Actually, I'm definitely picking up on
we almost looked identical. We almost looked identical. Yeah. I was like, I'm maybe an inch or two taller, but we looked identical.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, thank you. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, no worries.
So you're talking about past lifetimes. What exactly? What does all that mean exactly?
Well, I mean, we are in this present moment. We are the sum of all of our past lives. So that's a belief system that I've known from 16 years old, since going into my past lifetimes and experiencing that for myself. And even when I explain past lifetimes to other people, without them seeing it for themselves, their soul resonates with it at such a deep level. All of our irrational fears and insecurities can be explained by past lifetimes. Even injuries that you have in this lifetime, medical anomalies in this lifetime can also be explained by past lifetimes. So there's been a lot of really interesting cases of just these past lifetimes being connected to the repeated patterns in this lifetime. So in order to fully, truly understand who we are in this present moment, in this lifetime, we need to absolutely go all the way back and understand who we were before. Because we are coexisting as all of that plus all of us in the future, which it can get pretty crazy once you're aware of all of that. So But yeah.
Do you help people find their past lives, or?
100%, yeah. It's a major portion of what I do in my one-on-one sessions is, okay, you're being blocked with your emotions, and I don't see that coming from this lifetime. I see it coming from something a lot deeper, and it goes into past lifetimes.
Is that what phobias are?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I'll give you a good example. I had this lady, a client of mine, and she came to me, and we had a really great session, and I asked her at the end if she had any other questions, and she asked me, she said, okay, the doctors have never been able to explain this, but I was born with holes in my stomach. And she's like, I don't know where they came from, but I had to have surgery and operation at a very young age. And so I tapped into it, and I brought up that in and around the 1600s, so she had a brother, an older brother, so she was a male in that lifetime, and she had this older brother, and this older brother was very jealous of his younger brother. And eventually the younger brother ended up getting married to this woman that the older brother fell in love with. And so the older brother said, hey, before your marriage, let me take you out on a hunting trip. And back in the day, this was kind of like a bachelor party, right? So let me take you out hunting, I'll show you a good time, whatever. So this brother takes the younger brother out hunting. Lo and behold, the older brother ends up stabbing the younger brother about 5 times in the stomach. All right. So turns out, manifested back into this lifetime, that was one of their most recent past lifetimes. And this woman was born with 5 holes in her stomach. And without her having to tell me that, I pinpointed it based on the amount of stabbings that happened in that past lifetime. And the most wild thing was that her ex-husband was her brother in that past lifetime. And a lot of those same jealousy and control issues and manipulation were repeated in this lifetime as well.
Wow.
Could you possibly tell me where you think my like geographically?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like there's, it's hard because all of our souls have been all over this planet, right? Like, I mean, there's absolutely places that your soul resonates with most, and that's because there's been significant moments that have happened to you at those places on this planet, and our soul is yearning to relive those moments.
Is there anything that stands out at all?
Okay, and who's speaking right now?
This is Josh.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yes, there are 2 places here. I'm not sure if they're kind of random places, so I'm not sure if you've ever been pulled or drawn to them, but it seems like you have unfinished business in these 2 places on this planet. One of them is Italy, okay? And one of them is like literally like East Russia. Like I literally want to say like Siberia or something because it's like really cold, really desolate, really out in the middle of nowhere, and you lived a pretty hard lifetime, and you still haven't forgiven that or released that. So definitely maybe thinking about those places and doing a little release for those places would help. Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying before about like your life being the sum of your previous lifetimes, in a way, like would your lifetimes as you go through them get progressively worse if you're like taking all the problems of your previous lifetime and adding them up into your lifetime now?
That's a fantastic question, and I'm really glad that you asked that. Yeah.
That's why depression's so common in modern society.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Is it ever, But, okay. So the answer to that question is very complex, and I would have to say yes and no. Because we end up taking on a lot of the baggage from our past lifetimes, and we, roll them over into lifetime after lifetime. But at the same time, the beautiful thing about all of that is that we actually end up learning from every lifetime that we live. Well, we have the opportunity to learn from every lifetime that we live. So if we actually deal with that emotion appropriately, that lesson appropriately, and we actually learn what we're meant to learn in that lifetime, then we progress and we move on and we become an older, more awakened, more aware soul. And I kind of explain past lifetimes like this, okay? So for example, there's person A and there's person B, okay? And both person A and person B live out 10 lifetimes each, okay? So that's a potential of 10,000, I think the math is right, like 10,000 years or whatever, right? Like potentially 100 years per lifetime, right? And so what this is that if, say, for example, in every lifetime that we live, we're meant to learn one lesson, okay? One human lesson. So that's a potential of learning 10 lifetimes over the 10 lessons over the 10 lifetimes. So what tends to happen is that person A has a really rough go at it. And during those 10 lifetimes, they only learn 3 lessons out of the 10 potential lessons like they could have learned. Now, person B was really good, very positive, really motivated, and they ended up learning 10 lessons out of those 10 lifetimes. So even if those 2 people have lived the same amount of lifetimes, they're not the same level of soul because they haven't learned the same amount of lessons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like old soul versus young soul doesn't really exist because we could all live the same amount of years but learn very different lessons. It's up to you whether you want to learn that lesson and move on to a new lesson or carry on the same karmic baggage of that same lesson over and over and over again in lifetime after lifetime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
So, yes.
That idea that it's more up to you, like how
100%.
you play your life and what lessons you learn.
Absolutely. So, for example, one of my best friends in the past, this was her 7th lifetime. Okay, so potentially 700 years learning the same lesson.
Hang on that thought, Hunt.
Yep.
We're going to break. Can you guys hold that and remember what you were talking about?
Yep.
All right. We're going to break because it's right on the hour. All right. Rocking with the Wolfman. This song's called Sister Psychic.
Children all run up and dance. Twice was married, 50 years until she died. Angelina speaks to him from time to time. Growing up and getting, growing up and getting on.
So maybe after...
My old man says, get off your ass and get a job. He's forgotten what it's like at 25. His idea of getting down and having fun. Counting nickels, build a birdhouse one by one. Growing up and getting, growing up and getting up. Now I'm not growing up and getting, growing up and getting up. No. Friendly who stops by to watch the bluegrass grow. Morning glory counts the days that he's around. Closer till the day's in the ground. Not growing up and getting, growing up and getting up now. Growing up and getting. Growing up and getting up, no. na 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 na. Build a birdhouse one by one. You can build a birdhouse. Build a birdhouse one by one. You can build a birdhouse. Build a birdhouse one by one. Build a birdhouse. Build a birdhouse one by one.
Oh, that was strange. Anyways, I picked it because the title of the song was Sister Psychic, so I don't know. I've never heard it. Oh, no, it was Birdhouse. I get it. The band is called Sister Psychic.
Ah, nice.
Okay. But they were just talking about a birdhouse, so I don't know what it has to do with anything. But that was pretty random, because I thought the band name was Birdhouse.
Oops.
No, it was still good. I didn't mind it at all. Actually, it was pretty cool.
What was the last question?
I think we're talking about past lifetimes.
I have one more question if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just I don't know exactly what my question is, but when I was a kid, I was on the beach one time, and I was making this sandcastle, and this really just out of nowhere, this word appeared in my head that was very loud, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is the name of my castle, and it was it was just really weird, and I've never experienced anything like that. I just wanted to know if that mattered or that meant anything. It was like a nonsense word practically. It was like something that didn't really. It's not English, but it sounds like a word, and I don't even remember what it is. But it was just I just remember it being very didn't seem like I conjured it up. All of a sudden, it just appeared in my head, very loudly, and I don't really know what else I mean. But
okay, very interesting. Actually, what I'm picking up on when you're even explaining that story is you're tapping into a language that you know and you recognize from before, okay, from past lifetimes. And this language is called light language. So if you were to connect again, I suggest doing some research on light language and what that looks like and what it sounds like. And I think that the second you hear it again, it's going to resonate with your soul because you've heard it before. And your guides are also talking about you and the use of symbols, okay? And just the fact that you kind of saw it in your head, just like you heard it, they're talking about the fact that this light language is all about symbols and symbology. And they're saying that if you were to take out a sketchbook and start drawing some symbols, you would actually start channeling and drawing light language. So they're talking about you getting back into that because it's a deep knowledge that you have. Yep.
All right.
It's actually
I believe we have another caller on the line.
Yeah.
Who's there?
It's Eric again.
Oh, it's Eric again. That's fine. You can call twice. How are you doing, sir?
Okay,
There's nobody else calling in, so it's
Elizabeth.
Okay.
Are you able to view your Twitter as you're speaking, Elizabeth, or are you just in a space where you're just totally focused on talking on the phone?
Oh, yeah, I don't have Twitter in front of me.
Okay. So here's my question. I have a friend who's in the chat room who's been listening to you that is nervous, has anxiety about calling. If I were to tell you her question or give you any kind of information about her, would you possibly be able to do a reading for her, even though it's not her calling you right now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just general information, or does she have something specific?
Okay.
She has something very specific that I can. Yeah. I'm channeling it all the time, and I'm throwing protection walls around her. She feels like that she's being watched.
Okay.
But here's really even more importantly than that. She wants to know. Yeah. She wants if you can help her understand who she really is and why. And what am I here to do for Earth? Because she's a starseed.
Yes. Okay. What's her name? What's her first name?
Her name's Tiffany. If that helps you out at all.
Okay. 1 second.
They'll know who we're talking about, Eric. This will work. I thought about it. This will work.
She's listening. She was going to call, but then she's just nervous.
I'm helping. I'm helping connect.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I do see her energy here. It's very clear. She is very, very powerful. She is very connected to the angelic realm. Okay. So this is literally angels. Not in a religious sense, but in a species sense. They are angels and they reside in the 8th dimension, and she is one of them, okay? So you could even call her something like a fallen angel. And she has